Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to oNiD's first birthday. We are hosting a Spa Big Grid race tonight in celebration of our first birthday, with 81 drivers signed up in GT3 and GT4 for the evening for a bit of carnage, for a bit of fun and a bit of celebration with us. I'm joined tonight by Dan Hyde on cameras and pit lane action, and also Jimbo Mancy in the commentary box with me this evening. Say hello, gents.
Evening.
Good evening.
And so like I said, we are at Spa. The guys are just going through the driver briefing and we'll be heading out to qualifying very shortly. But before we do that, we have our very own Jimbo Mancy, who is with us tonight. He's got a lap to talk us through round Spa. Over to you, Jimmy.
Hopefully the commentary on the lap will be better than the lap itself. So as you can see, just coming out of the bus stop chicane onto the start finish straight. This is a lap of Spa. I'll reiterate that this was on just fast conditions, so don't judge the time as we come down into the source, breaking down into first gear, take a bit of the apex and then power on nice and early as we go down to the famous, although it won't look like this much longer, Eau Rouge and Radeon. Managed to keep the car flat through here. Some of the car choices that I've seen from the drivers tonight, if they decide to keep it flat through here, I don't think they will get out the other side. As we come onto the Kemmel straight, we're now flat out. The BMW, you'll only get to 5th gear. The way this car is currently geared is for the Nürburgring, or the Nordschleife, should I say. So as we come down into Les Combes, bit of curb on the inside, but not too much because it can spin the car up. Hooker right here, again a little bit of curb, but not too much. Down into Bruxelles, and pronunciation is not going to be my strong point here. As we exit this corner, we come into no name, but which I'm hearing is going to be named the Jackie X corner. Plenty of AstroTurf on the exit, but don't go off the curb because you will invalidate your lap or end up with a track warning. And down into Pouhon, difficult double left-hander. Down to third, you need to keep the car nice and stable. Let it run out and then back onto the apex for the second part. Up into Campus, nice and late on the brakes, down to second, a bit of curb on the inside just to pull the car around, and then flick left into Stavelot. Again, another tricky corner down to second, bit of curb on the inside. Again, don't run too wide on the exit because you will pick up a track warning or invalidate during qualifying, and the same on the exit there. Bit of a respite for the drivers now as they head towards Blanchimont. They'll be getting themselves ready for the bus stop once more, but first they need to navigate this corner again. Don't hit the curb on the inside because you'll lose the car, and don't run too wide on the outside because you will invalidate or get a track warning. Down into the bus stop, we go all the way down to first gear. Curb on the inside to bring the car around, swing it left into the final part of the bus stop, power on as early as possible. Try to use as much of the track but not the AstroTurf because you will spin it up, and that is a little lap of Spa.
Nice one, mate. That was good. I've seen you do better laps, but at least you didn't dive bomb anyone on that one. As we head over to qualifying.
What are we, 7 minutes in? 8 minutes in?
So, as it stands then, Dan, how many cars have we actually got in the server at the minute?
I will just double check. I believe it is 61. Yeah, that's 61 at the moment.
So we do have 61 cars then joining us for the oNiD birthday big grid. A mix of GT4s and a mix of GT3s. I believe the GT4s are out first in qualifying, so they'll do the first 15 minutes before a lot of GT3s hit the track, try and find some space for 15 minutes and try and get their best laps in. We'll just head over to the chat. We've got quite a few people in. D-Stack, Hawes, hello guys, Whiskey Medicine, Willie Blackhammer, DJ, good to see you, mate, and a few first-time chats. Edition Dutch, Brian Nagy TV, welcome. Belly Beard, Alfarona, hello, mate. Matza, hello, mate, how are you? That's good stuff. Good to see everyone. Got a fair few people on stream. Mr. William McCone, how are you, sir? Good to see you back racing. Jimmy was worried about you, bless him.
Hey, I'm just that kind of caring guy. So no, it's good to have Will back.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll be representing oNiD tomorrow in the 8 hour of Nürburgring over in RDC with Tom and D-Stack tomorrow. So I'm sure there'll be a stream knocking about.
Oh, it's one of his favourite tracks.
Yeah, but he's not in the Audi.
If not his favourite. Jack of all trades.
Yeah, master of none.
I was going to say, I'll let you finish.
So yeah.
So the GT4s are just out on track. Someone's going to have to update me here because I haven't raced GT4s for what must be 6-7 months now. So the current state of GT4s, Johnny, what's the GT4 to be in at Spa?
The Aston's pretty good. The Aston was very good, as we saw in the GT4 round 1 on Tuesday. Round Brands, it was fantastic. Ben absolutely run away with it. It's a good all-round car, very much like it was. The thing with the GT4s, he didn't really take a hit or get adjusted much when 1.8 came out. So the Astons are very stable, very good all-round GT4. Pace-wise, the quickest is going to be a McLaren. I don't know if we've got any of them. They'll be quick down the straights, but not great in the corners. And hopefully, I would like to see them. There might be a Ginetta knocking around. I took the Ginetta around here in Mess last season, and actually qualified second in class.
Oh, nice plug! Nice plug.
Yeah, and it was actually, but surprisingly, it's really good in the. Apart from the straight, it's like it's standing still. Through the middle sector, it's really quick because it can come out the corners so much quicker than anything else. But I would expect to see an Aston on pole, that's for sure.
Yeah, Will in the chat saying like Mancy doesn't know the current lobby car for GT4s. I genuinely do not because I haven't touched them. I did try the Audi quickly around here the other day when I was considering racing and still was undecided on what to race in, but I've totally forgot how to drive a GT4.
So we currently have Chris Larson on with the quickest lap so far. I know he's in a Camaro. He was always going to send it in that Camaro, so that's good to see. The Camaro will be strong as well because it's quick in a straight line. It's just absolutely pants everywhere else.
Larson's in an Audi.
Is he actually in an Audi? He was in a Camaro. He's obviously changed. Oh, he is in the Audi. He was in the Camaro earlier on today, so he must have changed that late. Someone in the Porsche, brave man.
So Alpha in the chat saying, remember guys, in the New Year's Eve party I said 1,000 members by March and you doubted it.
It's very true. I actually said June for 1,000 members, and if we have a good night tonight, we're lit it tonight. So that will be quite incredible.
It's a double-edged sword for me, isn't it? If we get 1,000 members, it's because the stream's gone well, and if we don't, it's because I was on the stream. So at least you've got something to fall back on.
Well, we're already up to 40 viewers so far tonight, so that's a good start.
Okay, but that's 40 people I've disappointed today. So
instead of the misses.
Yeah, I was going to say 41. Sorry, 41.
So Willie is in the Camaro D-Stack. I believe Julian Reinhardt, I think, was in the Camaro when we flipped to him a minute ago.
Yeah, you got Lopez currently setting the fastest lap, although he's in a GT3, so why is he out on track?
No idea. I guess he didn't get the message. Trying to get 60-odd people into a driver briefing to explain that they're not supposed to be on track is he's obviously gonna be quite challenging, and I can imagine Willie had a good old time of it trying to get everyone in.
We'll say thanks to Apex Vest for the gifted sub.
Nice, Vesty, good lad. He was one of the originals of oNiD. I think he was.
D-Stack's calling for a ban on Lopez. I'm sure he's got a shortcut key for that word, and he just hits the key. It's like banned. Ban.
We see Joe Cronk then just getting overtaken by a very quick Mercedes. It's Joe in the BMW. The BMW should actually do well here. It's very quick. So we see a nice line full of GT3s ready and raring to go. So how many GT4s have we got, Dan? Can you see? I think we should have about 15, but there might be a few dropped out late on.
I can do a quick count up.
1, 2, Will says Jimbo's usually at the pit exit for by now waiting.
Yeah. What we got? 11 minutes, no, 6 minutes left. Yeah. Probably turning the engine on as we speak. I actually have to start with 30 litres just because I let it tick over for so long. So
D-Stack says bam vest. And
best.
Dave says good luck from the Caribbean. I've got time and enough Wi-Fi to watch lap 1. Fair play, Dave. Fair play.
By my maths, we've got 11 GT4s.
11. That's not bad. GT4s are not overly popular, so
I mean, you would have had one of your favoured Genettas tonight, but as you know, I pulled out so we could do the stream.
and I pulled out of a Camaro to come and do the stream as well. So
I was still undecided, so it could have potentially been a GT4. Let's just say all 3 of us.
we'd have put you in the Maserati.
Yeah. I
Sure.
might not have driven a GT4, but I know how awful that car is.
I might have changed it for you last minute just to be an arse. Willie Blackhammer on heroic blocking duties. Who's he blocking? Ben's calling Ian Hall to win the GT4s. We'll see then, see what lap he puts in. Not going to win anything for a 4-minute lap. I'm assuming that was his out lap. Oh, so we're taking bets, are we? So Ben's calling Ian Hall to win GT4. D-Stat's got Larson. Larson is 4 tenths up. He goes with a 2:32.4. That's a great time. Tom Stocks is currently on a flyer as well. He's 4 tenths up. He's half a second up now. So rocking the oNiD Aston. So yeah, half a second up for Tom. This will be a good luck for him. If I win the GT3, I'll gift a sub. Well, I guess we're not going to get a gift a sub then. Sorry, Will.
Brutal.
He gives as good as he gets, I'm telling you. Tom was on a really good lap. He's gone very deep into the bus stop then.
I think we should set something here that if he wins, we'll all gift a sub. If he doesn't finish inside the top 10 of the GT3s, then he has to gift a sub.
No, if you win, we'll gift a sub, and if he doesn't finish inside the top 10, he has to get. I like that idea. He's going what? He reckons top 10.
Top 10.
Jack, I believe we've got 61 on the grid. Oh, Will says he's going to take that bet. Good stuff.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
D-Stack saying Lopez is looking strong. Yeah, he's 9.8 seconds up at the moment. So
I think he's got nitrous.
I mean, I understand going out if you missed the briefing and doing 1 lap, and then seeing that no other GT3 has said that. He's actually said in the chat of the sim, it's his first time here. That's not bad. First time here, and he's 9.8 seconds faster than anyone else.
Good work, OP. OP as fuck, yeah, as he is. So, Vest says, well, and if you're not in the top 10, you've got to gift 5 subs. Wow. I don't even think he's made of money. So we've got Ian Hall then. He is absolutely
he's got, hold on, he's got a Simu Cube, an Asher wheel, Huskies, a 3090 sat in his PC. You're telling me he can't gift a few subs?
So as
he also didn't get me anything for Christmas, so he's got a bit of money there as well.
Shocking. So as we're on board then with Ian Hall, he is currently 9 tenths up. Coming into the bus stop chicane. Petrolhead Harry, thank you for the follow. That's good stuff. So Ian Hall's is now just under a second up, losing a little bit of time on exit. This will put him.
It stays
so close. Well, stays second in class because Lopez is in a GT3. So Ian Hall and Larson then they're going to be close. Just for the format tonight. Go on, Dump.
We've had a few more join the service. We're up to 66 now.
66, love it. It's great stuff. So
I'm in the actual sim, and my server is, my PC's holding up to this. This is it's good stuff.
yeah, I daren't go into the sim. I think my computer would just go pop. My viewing distance low. People you can see 1. That's what it'll be.
Oh, is that why you keep crashing into people?
Well, Daniel,
Oh.
says you. Jesus, I
Wow.
don't crash into people. I just crash into walls.
Oh,
So
you've got walls turned off. Is that it?
Yeah.
we're averaging slander every 7 minutes at the moment. That's 3 in 21 minutes of the stream. So it's going well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, for the guys that don't know or just joining us on stream, tonight is a 30-minute qualifying session split into 2. So the first 15 minutes are nearly up. That was the GT4 times. And then the GT3s will head out in currently 15 seconds time. And then we have a 90-minute race with a 60-minute pit window where you will have to take 2 pit stops during that 1-hour pit window for a minimum of 1 litre of fuel. Jimbo, you've done this format with us before. What was your kind of strategy?
With the long distance 2-stop,
Yeah,
always one set of tyres. Usually sort of slap bang in the middle of the race. Half my fuel sort of until that pit stop, because obviously if you change tyres, your pit stop already is going to be 30 seconds.
yeah.
As we've got a massive pile up leaving the pits.
I just see someone
Which
clip a
I've
wall.
yeah, that's I'm not sure what's happened in leaving the pits. I think everyone is within one another where the cars are allowed to ghost until they're actually live on the track, and yeah,
All glitched out.
it's
Oh wow! Look at
yeah.
that. God, they haven't even made it to
Excellent.
turn 1.
There's a
Jesus.
V12 Aston that's the only one leaving the pits, and I can imagine that's because it's just bulldozed everyone out of the way.
Use that little bit of fairing on the front just to fucking scoop
Yeah.
people out, like plough them out of the way.
Yeah. So I would always go half fuel. So let's say for 90 minutes, probably find the fuel is around 70, 80 litres if you were to split it in half across the race. So I'd half that and go on my first run, change the tyres at the midway point, and then do a few laps, get the tyres up to temperature, and then come in and do the 1 litre required as well. The issue you have with some people have made the mistake where they've come in, changed tyres and refueled, and then gone in the next lap and put the litre in, and the tyres don't get a chance to come in and go up to temperature. So since 1.8, the tyres have had to be nursed, babied, whatever you want to call it, so heavily that if you don't get them up to temperature, they never get up to temperature. So yeah, if you can make a mistake where you'll probably find you've got the right pressures, but for the second half of the race, if you do your stop and then the 1 litre straight after, you'll find that your tyres will probably sit around 27.1, 27.2. So you'll be about half a PSI off where you need to be.
Yeah.
Oh, as we've got some action into the bus stop, because Max Verstappen clearly has joined in the Porsche and decided that qualifying etiquette doesn't exist.
My God. Well, we're going to see a little bit of carnage, I expect, at times tonight. We do have, as both you guys will attest to, we have quite high standards in oNiD in our league, with our league standards. But tonight is the birthday bash, and it is a big grid, and it's the biggest grid we've ever had at oNiD. So I can imagine it may look a little bit chaotic. But that's okay, it's our birthday, and people will be having a few beers and celebrating. This is all about a celebration.
It's a fun race, isn't it? It's
yes, exactly.
You know, at the same time, do you want to be pulverized into a wall at the start of the race and end up having to return to the pits to get the car fixed and sit in there for 2 or 3 minutes? No, because that's not fun. So you hope that obviously the guys have as much fun as they can, but with a level of etiquette and respect to the others.
I think as well, I said it as a 90-minute race, foreseeing that there might be issues into the first few corners. And at least then, if you do get damaged, you can go to the pits and you can still make something of your race. You've got 90 minutes to do so. So yeah, we're hoping for a bit of fun. And everyone that finishes the race tonight gets thrown in a prize draw. for some oNiD goodies, which me and Adam will draw on the next oNiD Arms. Actually, I haven't seen Pegleg in chat yet. Where is he?
He's off his head on morphine or something, and he's living the dream. Just keeps on pressing the button. More, I'll have more.
We'll have to raise another fund for his rehab.
The hospital costs for the morphine are going to be enough. So, yeah, if anyone does want to donate instead of gifting a sub, just to cover Adam's addiction to morphine.
Yeah. Classic. So GT3s then.
Yeah,
Oh,
out
out on
Thorpe in the Jag.
Is Thorpe in the Jag? What a legend!
It's not a fun race, is it? Unless there's a Jag in the race.
Absolutely. Fastest lap then goes to Sergi. 2:18.4. That's a good lap, and he's already up, coming through turn 1.
That is a good lap. Track is now optimum at 25.32. So to sort of give some insight, earlier today I was doing a few laps and managed a 28.8 track on fast. So yeah, 28.4 is heading in a very good direction. I wonder if we'll see a 17.
Well, yeah, that would be interesting. I know when we were doing practice for the 24, but it was before 1.8. We were managing. I think I managed to get in the high 218s. Will was in the 218s, and there was a couple of 216s. But I haven't been around Spa since the update, so I don't know if 216s is.
It's definitely changed. I think there are certain people that can still do 216s, but
is that negative toe thing?
Well, that, and there are some people that are just naturally quick.
Absolutely.
But it's definitely a lot more difficult since the update. It took me a good hour and a half to get the setup back to being comfortable with the car, especially with the BMW, where it's had that sort of aero nerf. Just where you see Sebastian going through poo on the car on my original setup, where it felt fantastic and I was able to start doing 17s again. The car was I was losing it every time through there. So yeah, it's taken some setup changes, and yeah, it's a big change.
Do you think 1.8's made it better?
Definitely, without a doubt. Yeah. It's I mean, you know, everyone should know of this issue with the setup glitch that can be exploited by anyone now that they know of it. But I think once that's resolved, the feedback and the handling model and everything is at its best.
Yeah,
you can feel agree. The shape of the curbs, you can feel every single bump, you can feel the camber of the corners. Yeah. It's so much more intuitive with giving you the feedback that, you know, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter and they've said like, oh, you know, I do a 60-minute race on iRace and I'm all right, and I do a 30-minute race on ACC and I'm exhausted.
Yeah,
and it is mentally physical as well as, yeah, just physical.
I've got nothing special in the ways of a wheel compared to some of the guys that we race with. I've just got the TMX Pro, the Thrustmaster one. But it certainly feels totally different through that than it did on previous updates. It feels better. I feel more, not that it's shown in the last couple of races, but you feel more in control of the car. You can feel it kind of understeering more than what you could on previous ones as well. So yeah, it's definitely improved it from my opinion, definitely. And you know, the car, you can feel more of the car, which is what you need. Some of the updates were making it feel a little bit not arcadey, because it's always going to be a sim, but you could plant your foot around every corner and kind of make it stick if you.
Yeah, there was things you could get away with. Oh, there we are, 2:17.6 from Wings. Wow, so 8 tenths up on Sebastian. That's an incredible lap. Yeah, the big thing before 1.8 was, if you've heard people speak of it, is this slip angle into the corners, which is where you kind of point the car almost at the apex, throw it in, and then like almost like a reverse lock, and then just drift the car around the corner.
Yeah.
And if you could master that, then you would be quick.
Yeah.
And before 1.8, ACC allowed that without any damage to the tyres. So you could drive like that, and you could drive like that for the entire stint or race, depending on whether you were stopping or not. And it wouldn't be a problem. Now you start doing stuff like that, and all of a sudden you get light raining, which leads to blistering on the tyres, and you find that your lap times are dropping off by sort of 1 to 2 seconds by the end of a race. So yeah, it's getting better. And that's the big thing, is like there'll always be something that someone moans of. Like, I'm not very happy about this setup glitch that there is. I'm also, even though I drive the M4, wishing that more cars were competitive within the sim as well. But as long as it keeps to improve, then we're headed in the right direction.
So,
And it's very easy to sit here and criticise Kunos and 505 Games for what they're doing, but nobody else is doing anything better, really, are they?
no.
And
And when
there's problems in iRacing.
Yeah, well, for me, there's always been problems in iRacing. As much as I pay subscription on it, I can't get to grips with it. I know some people love it. We're gonna, oNiD are gonna have a team that does iRacing, and D-Stack's doing that. And but when does Kunos and 505 Games shift their focus from ACC to Assetto Corsa 2?
Do they shift their focus, or do they have a team that runs both, with how big that it has become now?
Well, you'd like to think, but surely with how big that Assetto Corsa 2 potentially going to be, they're going to have to put more resources into that. Surely.
I hope that a team continue to look after ACC. You know, that you have them people that are going to go out and they're going to laser scan the tracks, and we're going to get new tracks and new cars. They're going to deal with the BOP when the cars are all tested at the SRO official test in March or May. Is it March? Yeah, I hope that it continues to get looked after, because, and I think it has to, because you have to look at just how many people stream Assetto Corsa now, Competizione. I think it's a more streamed sim than AC, and it will continue to be more streamed than AC2.
Yeah,
because people are so interested in GT3, GT4 racing, and it's becoming bigger and bigger as well in real life as well. You know, you've got Valentino Rossi going to the GT Europe now, which is going to just drag so many people over to watch, myself included.
You did well. 33 minutes before mentioning that.
Oh, we're on the subject. but you know, when you're at the pub and you've had a few and you don't want to go because you don't want to open the water gates. Now that's happened. Now it's like, right, every 5 minutes. Did you know Valentino Rossi is signed up for GT3s? No, it's but that is the thing. You get someone like that in GT3, and you think of the following that he had through MotoGP, and a lot of them people followed him because of him, not because of MotoGP.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then people are gonna go across. They're gonna watch GT3. They're gonna go to the rounds. I mean, I went to Brands Hatch last year for the British GT, and there wasn't a big crowd. It was a good amount, but there wasn't a big crowd. I'm looking forward to comparing that to what the crowd's going to be like this year at Brands for the European GT.
That's why I've kind of chose not to do Brands, because I think there'll be a lot of people that it'll be good for the sport where they'll be bringing people in, but it'll be too overcrowded for me. I'm going to try and head to Silverstone for the Silverstone 500. But yeah,
space there.
And plus it's like 25 minutes from my house.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Well, that's a bit like that for me in Brands. I mean, Brands is just across the bridge for me, so
yeah, no,
it's not far at all.
Well, there's us Rapidson on, and it almost feels like we've just done an episode of the oNiD Arms without Adam. It feels like blasphemy.
He's probably chuckling away on his morphine, so don't worry. He's just like, yeah, fantastic, great work, guys, keep it up.
He has no idea where he is.
No.
But as we see, then we have got a couple of guys who got into the 217s. Sergey Sebastian has got into the 277. Blaine Hall in with a 218.4. So there's some good times out there. So I'll be looking forward to the race. That's one thing for certain. Is going to be how many people are going to say are going to survive lap 1. I'd like to say all of them. Be amazed, but what do you reckon?
Good question.
Well, let's go for the first question. Dan, have we still got 66 in the server? We've got a few more jumped in.
We have 68, one away from the magic number.
So, I'd like to say 60 make it through. That's what I'm going to go. I'm going to say there's going to be a little bit of a crash, but not too much. Evening, Tom. Nice to see you, mate. As I've just noticed, Dan, this has actually become, I think, the second highest ownage stream. We have 53 live viewers. It's actually surpassed the rookies. So fantastic. Thanks for joining us all this evening. We are 40 seconds away from the end of qualifying.
Yeah, I'm just watching Sebastian at the moment, who's currently P2 in qualifying. He's 30 seconds left on the timer. He's now coming up to the bus stop. Fortunately, whoever that is in the Aston has moved out of his way, so it looks like he's going to get a clean run for the final lap. He looks quick. I mean, he's less than half a tenth off of Wayne, so whatever happens, this is shaping up to be a good race between these two. A little bit further back from that 3 temps, you've got Pieternella, and I'm going to butcher loads of names like many people do on these streams.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to call them by their car numbers.
And it's good to see some guys that have actually raced with us the odd occasion. Luca Balcone's raced with us on occasion. And we've got the usual crew as well. Will McCone, Brad Horsnell, 2 of the owned drivers. So we've got lots of newbies today, and we've got lots of regular faces as well. So this is what it's all about, getting people over here and interested in owned. And what is strange is seeing Martin Thorpe currently down in 24th.
That's what a Jag will do to you, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and I can't. It must be the Jag effect, because I can't remember the last time I see Martin Thorpe so low down, unless he was in a GT4 in mess. I have a hot take. Thunder to win. Discuss. Is Thunder racing? I haven't seen him. Is he about? Is Jovan Kovacic out, Dan?
I mean, if
he is, I have seen the name somewhere.
Good man.
Oh, contact into the bus stop between 2 cars.
Yeah, I just watched one of them just dived in the pits. That was Piscatelli by the looks of it. Just made contact with someone there.
Yeah, it looks like his lap was invalidated at the minute. He made
There's Jovan.
Well, we've got Sebastian just off the stream at the moment. He's coming through in the final sector and onto the back straight, if you can call it that here. He's a 10th up, so at the moment, he's lost a bit coming out of there though.
Oh, that's a good Jovan. That was a great crash going through Eau Rouge. Wow, that was a slide and a half. My only concern is we have 4 GT3s that haven't qualified, and they're going to have to get through the GT4s before Eau Rouge. So
that's action. So Sebastian's just coming down to finish his lap. I don't think he's going to improve unless he does something wonderful through the chicane, which he has. Is it enough? No, it's not. He did improve, but not in place. And I think he might have a little bit of an issue with an M4 that was sat on the outside of the bus stop in the runoff that he wanted to use to get the power on.
Oh dear. Well, I'm going to take a quick break, and when I'm back, I'll leave you in the hands of Jimmy and Dan. When I'm back, it'll be time for the big grid to start. So I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes.
Right, let's get everything up and ready. So, Dan, who's your money on for the win?
I'm going to go Hall in 4th position. Go for someone that's not right at the front. I think there'll be a Senna Prost coming together at turn 1 between the first 2.
Yeah, you could see an incident like that. I'm going to go with Weens to win. I feel like he has got some pace in that car. We also, I don't think, got to see how much potential Sebastian had in terms of time, but either way, very close. And manufacturer-wise, a BMW, 2 McLarens, but then we've got an Audi and 3 Ferraris, which is nice to see.
Yeah, it's nice to not see a BMW fest. And it's
I don't think the BMW's the car to beat it anymore, you know?
no, it's nice to see a few of the older cars as well, like the Jaguar, and I think there's 2 V12 Vantages on the grid. There's no sound like the old V12 Vantage, and that goes past. You see a few cars bouncing up and down as the drivers finish making sure their setups are loaded and make sure they press the drive before that session start timer runs out at the top. If they don't press drive, they're starting from the pit lane, way down the field. So, quick scan down the starting grid. We've got one driver who's unfortunately been unable to make the start, so they'll be starting from the pit lane, and that's Harry Hardy in the number 721 McLaren. You can see they're now sat in pit lane. We'll switch back to the leader, as it looks like someone's already had an issue.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened there. I believe our front two were away absolutely fine, but I think maybe someone in the McLaren was a little bit hot off the marks and had to hold back.
Before they get teleported. And I'll scroll down and see if we go to Christopher Larson, who's at the head of the GT4 field. Quite a few people have had issues already coming up the hill. They'll all get themselves lined up coming down the Kemmel Straight.
That's Steve Worrell. I'm back, guys. I'm bearing gifts for me anyway. I've got beer and chocolate.
Yeah, I don't think you can digitise them and send them over the airwaves. Yeah, we've had some. I think we've had a few spinners already. You'll know all about that, Johnny.
Oh my God! Are we still averaging every 7 minutes?
We're not far off. we're not far off.
Oh, look at Steve. I love Steve's livery. That's so nice, that race department SGP livery. Spot on.
Yeah, I think he's probably... Oh,
he's done a Johnny.
I think he's one of the only guys running a custom livery in this race.
I'm going to... we need to clip that and I'm going to pop it on SGP later.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, is that Mr. Worrell having a spin on the warm-up lap?
Yeah.
He will say that is a well-executed drift, because I don't think he hit the wall. Bit further down the grid, see how punched up everyone's getting.
Should think. I mean, I've never raced in a grid this size, but I should think trying to get your tyres up to temperature.
No, at least you've got a long enough lap. I mean, you're going to be going green, some of you, before you even get to the bus stop chicane.
No, because they don't go green. They don't go green until Eau Rouge, do they?
Oh yes, yeah. I keep forgetting the start-finish lines in a different place.
I think some cars will be still going around turn 1.
Yeah.
Go green.
Oh, definitely. I think from just practicing on AI races, where you can put like 30, 40, 50 cars in it, from a sort of about 30 to 40th, they start at turn 1, or what is turn 1.
Wow.
Once the race gets going, so that is going to be we're going to be looking at sort of possibly 20 cars that aren't even around turn 1 before the
So the turn 1 for the GT4s will be turn 1.
pretty much, yeah.
Whereas for the majority of the field, it'll be Eau Rouge. So,
well, it depends if a GT4 is hit by a GT3, and then turn 1 could be wherever they land.
yes, Bellybeard. Unfortunately, we have no live timing tonight. The man who usually sets it up isn't here this evening. Full screen for the start, please, Daniel. DFAC's requesting. He did
Look at
put
him
stat.
eating his chocolate and commentating at the same time. Good God.
I feel like Adam.
I'm just waiting for the obligatory. I'm just going to go and do something, but you can all hear exactly what I'm doing on the commentary while I thump and bang everywhere.
So who's the highest owned driver or owned usual then? I think it's Bad Horse Norton 17th.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Will McCone down in 20th. That top 10's not looking good.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens here.
Here we go
That's
then,
what-
boys.
I feel
Are
like
we
the
ready?
helicam isn't high enough to catch everything.
Heli cam down, that's what we need.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Let's see where, as they go green.
Oh,
Oh,
and
interesting.
already,
I called that. Prost Senna, turn 1.
and that's given P3 a run as he takes any line that works.
Yeah, any line will do. I don't see a yellow. Oh, there's a yellow. I see the yellows
wow,
out.
yes, there is a massive crash on the exit of Radeon. Oh, and someone in a GT4 BMW has been caught out by someone slamming the brakes, avoided them and put himself into the wall. So that's a sacrifice.
Oh dear. It only looks like maybe 4 or 5 cars. I think most got
Okay,
through
so everyone is
unscathed.
going again.
Yeah, they all seem to be going again. So, Heike van der Veen, unfortunately, Bo Lamberts as well. I don't know if Bo's going to take it back. Oh, we do have a replay. God, look at that. When did they go green? Wow, look at that.
That's a hell of a field.
That is an incredible field. Look at them all going for Eau Rouge. Oh my God. Who died coming out of Radeon then?
Oh, there's a Ferrari that hit the curb
Oh,
on the
look at
inside. And I think he may be what started all of it.
I'll tell you what though, as I've seen a lot worse starts than that. I was in the ACCSS 24-hour. Split 1 had a worse start than that. So, and that was only 45 cars. So it only looks like maybe 4 or 5 got a bit of damage from that. So they have got 90 minutes. That's the main thing. They can get themselves back to the pits, get themselves repaired, and they'll still make some kind of race out of it.
Spa is a track that can bite you at any point, and it will get some people in this race. We seem to have lost the Audi. Where has the Audi gone from P2?
So yeah, it looks like it's going down the field. It's Hall. He's dropping down in car number 1, so he must have had an incident. He's dropped right down the field. I watched him free fall down the timing standings. But only a second between the front 2. There he is, Blaine Hall down in 37th. Don't know what happened there, but he's free fall down the. You have got a replay then. Going through Blanchemont. Oh yeah, a little bit. Just the inside curb killed the Audi.
Yep.
Oh wow!
Wow,
That-
he's somehow just about held onto that slide on the grass as well. That's brilliant.
That's fair play to him. That needs to be clipped and needs to go on a highlight reel. That's a great save.
Yeah, and he
Nice,
Hall did
nice
the sensible
replay from the
thing
Audi as well.
and didn't just try and get back on track. He waited for a gap, which was
That's
great.
good. Yeah, absolutely. That's what we look for. But all action so far then. We're only a few minutes into this race. I think we've only got 1 or 2 maybe in the pits. It's good to see so many cars racing tonight. It's good to celebrate our first birthday. So as we've got both of them on his way into the pits down in 64th. Steve Worrell.
Unfortunately, Mr. Worrell is in the pits, yeah.
Yeah, he's down in 63rd, and Bo Lamberts is still in the pits. Julian Reinars, Greg Prescott then. He's sporting the Ferrari tonight. Fair play to him. He's usually a Macca man. He's in 55th. Willie
So-
Black then.
Looking at the livery on Prescott's Ferrari, he may have been the person that hit the curb on the inside of Eau Rouge Radeon at the start.
He looks like he's struggling with the car as well. Maybe he's got a bit of damage. So yeah, Alex Parkin, one of the oNiD admins in 47th, trying his best to work his way through the GT4s that were in front of him.
Now, someone that's usually good at avoiding carnage at the start of a race within oNiD is our very own Will McCone. And he has done exactly that. P20 at the start, he's up 7 places into P13.
Man. And we've got Stephen Locker then, looks like he's had a bit of an issue on his way into Blanchimont. And so what's this? He done the same as he... Because if you lift through Blanchimont, you can really unsettle the car. Oh yeah, look. Oh, big hit into the wall. Just got it all a little bit wrong. Stays on the grass so he doesn't try to rejoin. Maybe he doesn't think he can get in the pits that way. But he has gone into the pits. So Dirk Botha's still, he's just come out. Worrell and Botha then have pitted and come back out.
Yeah, we're running with 67 on the track at the moment.
So we've only lost, I think 67 started, didn't they? Or did we have 68 start?
I don't think anyone has quit out, but no, it's still fantastic, especially after an incident like that at the start. You know, a lot of people could have said enough is enough.
Oh, well held, sir. Stayed out of the wall, did he? He did. Fair play. That's a good save from that Ferrari.
Possibly the worst place to rejoin as someone comes tearing out of the pits as well.
Yeah.
What do you do? When do you rejoin? Can you imagine if that was sort of like further on into the race and just at any point there was a car coming? I think you're best off to reverse and just sort of use the pit exit at that point.
We've got Jovan spinning then. He's obviously coming down the Kemmel straight. He get tangled up with the Macca on the inside, or does he just lose it all on his own? Jovan in the Ferrari this evening. The guru of oNiD racing. The wise head. Need too much curb. Don't know what happens really. Oh, a little bit of a slide, then the Macca just spins him round.
Yeah, nowhere for the McLaren to go at that point.
Yeah, just
and then seemed to reverse faster into the wall than he did initially spin, so I'm not sure what he's done there.
I think he's tried to get out of the way, hasn't he? Tried to get off track, knowing there's quite a few cars behind him. But gone in a bit hard into the wall. But he sat there for quite some time, waiting for that gap. Yeah, it's good from Jovan, that.
So that the guys up at the front, just off the stream, I'm watching as I'm in the actual server as well. 3 temps between them and trading faster laps at the moment as well.
Great stuff. Now there's 2, so it could have been John Rowan who had the accident on the first lap.
Oh, with the Sky Ferrari.
Yeah, because Greg's
livery.
also got the same livery as well. So it could have been anyone, but he's definitely coming in for some repairs. And Sebastian then with so far with the quickest lap, 2:18.752. That's not a bad race pace.
That's good race pace. Exactly where we need to be. Johnny, one thing obviously in this race we've got pit windows.
Yep.
So when do they open and close?
The pit window will open in 6 minutes time for 1 hour. The guys will have to do 2 stops within that hour, and then it will slam shut with 15 minutes to go. So yeah, plenty of time. I know that some of the guys have come in already, and have, as Jovan is not having a good time with it and just clipped the wall again. They've gone in and pitted already. They will have to do an extra pit stop. But that shouldn't hamper them too much, because I think there'll be quite a few incidents and people having to pit, so they won't be on their own having to do an extra pit stop. Obviously, the mid-pack will be where most of the action is, I expect, although the leaders are still quite close together.
No, that is the one thing with a big grid is sort of, I would imagine after about 25, 30 minutes of racing, there's pretty much going to be a car everywhere on the track. So kind of wherever you come out, you could see yourself getting into a bit of a battle and having some fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what these fun races are about, isn't it? Is having a battle. Tom Stocks is very famous for saying within oNiD that he comes for the battles, not the result. Generally, as long as he's got someone to battle on track, he's quite happy. It's quite a good mentality to have, really. A lot of people come for.
Does he classify one of the battles as stop goes? Or is he?
Yeah. A battle for me is keeping it out of the wall in the formation lap and battling with myself most of the time. But if it's Dave,
I wasn't going to say anything. I wasn't going to say anything.
You blatantly were. I just got it.
You know me. I'm not one to mention someone's little downfalls and use it against them.
Dan, do you want to tell us about your T-shirt you wore at the weekend?
Oh well, this was a T-shirt that I got as a Secret Santa present for a race series we do at Simply Race called SR Classics, where you can either win the event or you can win what is known as the Bandit Hammer, which gets awarded every event for services to banditry, which mainly involves how many people did you punt off in that race. Surprisingly,
Okay.
I've only won it. I've only won it once. There is a 2-time winner of the Bandit Hammer, and it is not me.
Yeah, but have you only entered once?
Oh, I've entered about 6 times.
Oh, okay.
So
I was going to say, because if you're 1 for 1, that's still quite the record.
Yeah, I was 1 for 2 at one point, so I'd entered 2 races and won it once.
Ben says you're lying. You've won it every round.
That was the aim originally.
I'm not going to sound like I watch Friends, but all I can imagine is Dan stood there like Joey Tribbiani with all of someone else's clothes on, and Dan's just got his 6 Bandit Hammer T-shirts, one over the other, struggling to move.
Eat, sleep, hide, repeat.
Yeah, that's what it says on the back. And then on the front, in reference to Scuderia Glickenhaus, where they made a post that people thought they said they hated sim racing, and then went and made the sim racing move into T1 at Le Mans. On the front it says Scuderia Glickenhaid.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Here he is, folks. Adam D. He is here. He is awake. Are you still on the drugs, Adam? How are you feeling?
I mean, if you were to read that hello the way he's typed it, you would say yes.
Hello.
He's away with the fairies. Can't wait for him to go on and just say, cool, Zolder's changed, hasn't it? They've really made some work to the track. Looks just like Spa now.
Oh dear. Will McCone's still not made the top 10 yet. He's currently sitting in 14th.
All right. He's got an hour and 17 minutes, Johnny. Give the guy a chance.
He seemed very confident, so he might be an expensive night for him at this rate.
I'll be back in a second, all right?
Yeah, no worries. As we go, let's go and find some more of the oNiD regulars. Let's have a look at Martin Thorpe in that Jag if we can, Dan.
There you go.
There he is, Martin Thorpe in the Jag. What a legend. Adam says Zolder looks amazing. So Martin Thorpe then, he won oNiD Driver of the Year this year. Entered quite a few championships. Absolutely walked the GT4 class in the Mess Series in October. And he's pretty much been ever present since we opened a year ago. So that's good stuff from him. Graham Jackson down in 30th. Let's go and see a bit of DJ. Let's see how he's getting on. There's DJ in his Ferrari. Another one that's been with us, actually raced with us before oNiD began, back in February last year. He used to race with us on a Friday. Met Graham through another community, and he's been with us ever since. He's a good lad, is DJ. Let's go and have a look at Andy Thorpe in 31st, who's hot on DJ's tail. Oh, Tom Stocks. Great stuff. He is down in... There's Andy Thorpe. Andy Thorpe, another one who's races with us quite regular. He's in 31st then, just behind Graham Jackson. Andy Hearn, he's endurance teammate then, and only race driver in 33rd. He's chasing down D Boss. So that's quite a close battle. Alex Parkin, one of the admins here. He is down in 40th. He looks like he's had a bit of damage. Should we go see one of the founders as Alex then does come in? Let's go and see Paul Clayton in 34th.
I've just seen Adam's comment. Sorry, I'm back, and I've just come back to see that Snetterton is my favourite circuit. But Snetterton is probably my least favourite race circuit. But in terms of 43 seconds of commentary and just chatting, without a doubt, is my favourite circuit.
Is that the Snetterson's a penis chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I worry for Adam if he's done that to it. Good God. No wonder he's in and out of hospital all the time.
Bless him. And so Paul Clayton, and he's one of the founders of oNiD, with myself, Ben, and Dave. As he just made his way up past Andy Hearn, and yes, Ben, he's not in a wall yet. He seems to be getting on alright with that Aston. He's usually the first person. He's usually a race room driver. He's usually the first person to moan about ACC. But he's just got past D Boss up into 33rd then, and he's chasing down Andy Hearn. Let's go and have a look at Greg Prescott, see if he's got his car fixed. Only 41st.
You may want to jump to the leaders because there is going to be a pass any second.
Oh, there we go then. Sebastian right on the tail of Edward Beans.
Weens.
Probably butchered that, but
Number 88.
number 88, hello.
So a little bit of weaving to break the toe.
He is very close though, isn't he? Where would you be looking to make a move?
At the moment, and this will go completely against the name that I've been given. If I was Sebastian, I'd be confident in the knowledge that my pace is enough to stick with the guy in front of me, so I can save my tyres a little bit and maybe look at pushing for the undercut.
You try to put it in the pits and not on track in general?
It depends. I mean, when you're this evenly paced, you know, one move you get it slightly wrong. I mean, if you look how close them two were off the line at the start, it could go horribly wrong, and that's the race over. You could just wreck your chance of winning by making a stupid move.
Yeah.
If you got the opportunity to sit behind and save some tyres, do you pit a lap after the guy in front of you? Push on that final lap. He's going to come out on cold tyres, so you never know. That may be an opportunity to make the pass. But he's got a fantastic run on him now.
So you're going to look at the inside into the bus stop.
Do you think we'll see many people pick up a drive-through for track limits here as well?
I think you usually do. 90 minutes is quite a long race as well, so I think you'll see a few.
Renowned for the drive-throughs, isn't it? And
Adam says, "Come off it, you dive bomb."
yeah, racing Jimmy would, but commentary Jimmy is a different person. It's
Racing Jimmy Wood.
it's easy to sit back, isn't it? Now at the moment, it is easy for me to sit back and look at this and go, yeah. Do you know what? I don't need to force a move on the guy in front. There's an hour and 11 minutes left to go. I can play this out, but this, like you say, and other things, hindsight's a wonderful thing. If I was actually in second at the moment, would I be getting frustrated that I felt I was being held up? Yeah, probably. Looks like he could get something done here, though. He's got another run. That McLaren in a straight line is insane, but he's missed his braking point there, and he's going to run wide. Yeah, I mean, he could be looking to just try and pressure Weens into a mistake as well, hassling his rear view mirror if he's got it on, and letting him know he's there constantly. You never know, you could force the person in front to just miss a braking point and gift the position to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So the pit window is open. It's been open for 5 minutes. Do you think we'll see any early pit stoppers? I know we've seen quite a few guys go in for damage outside the pit window, but they're still going to get 2 in within this pit window. Do you think we're going to see anyone?
I think if the only ones that you'll see pit early at the moment are those who have a bit of damage and have been driving with it possibly from the start. Not sure what's happened here with this lovely pink BMW who
Went through the pits, didn't get fixed, and come out and grinded the wall all the way up.
yeah, and hasn't used this pit stop either because he's still showing there's 2 stops to be done.
Well, I wonder if he didn't find his pit. Missed his
Oh, of
pit
course,
stop.
yeah, because we've got so many people in that we're using the F1 pit lane as well as the GT pit lane.
I wonder whether he's missed his pit stop, as we've got. Looks like we have got 1 pit stop done. Heidrich from the rookies has done his pit, but he's got a stop go 30. So has Militi down in 39th. Jordan Singerland as well. He's done his pit. So we will see a couple of early guys go early. For me, I always used to go and get my 1 litre of fuel done early and try and. It's a bit different. This is a bigger race, and there'll be cars everywhere. But certainly in the league races, I'll try and get myself some clear air as well if I'm battling.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? As a one of the front runners, you kind of lose that ability to box and get or know where any clean air is. So normally, you know, you'd know if it was just a GT3 race and there was 25, 30 cars, you would know if I box early, I'm pretty much going to come out in a clear track.
Yeah.
But obviously with this amount of cars on the track, it's pure luck, isn't it? You box, and if you get a bit of clean air, then you're very fortunate. But the likelihood is you're going to come out. And obviously with multi-class, you could come out behind an array of GT4s, which absolutely ruin an undercut or an overcut opportunity as well.
So the guys are just doing well. I was just watching some guys on the stream, and the GT4's doing well to get out of the way. Who is currently leading the GT4s, Dan? Can we have a look at that? I'm assuming it's Chris Larson. He was. So you see with Will McCone down in 16th. So who is leading?
Oh, so Will's lost a few places because he was in P13.
He was. It looks like Ian Hall then is currently leading the GT4 class with Romano in 2nd, Augustus Sablinskas in 3rd, Tom Stocks in 4th. Now, where has Chris Larson gone? I'm assuming Chris Larson
has made a stop.
Has he just made a stop? Has he? Yeah. I was going to say, he looks like he was going down. I just noticed Ian Hall's team name. It said happy birthday from Pinky87, so thank you very much.
Oh, so that's Pinky87, because obviously I see him on Twitter. I believe we follow each other.
Yeah, Ian Hall is Pinky87.
But obviously when you see people running with their... Some people don't have their real names, do they? And then it's like you see a name on here and you're like, well, who the hell is that?
Yeah, Ian's been with us quite some time, and the stars have never quite aligned for him to come and join a series.
Oh, sorry, I'm watching the front guys, and P2 just had a collision with a lapped car. I believe it was one of the V12 Astons.
Dan's on the case with a replay as we're on stream.
So as they came out of La Source on the exit. No, it would have been the McLaren.
Oh, he's had it. Oh, so the McLaren's gone wide to let the car. Oh yeah, and the McLaren's across. Oh, well, he's done well though. To be fair, he hasn't spun it. He hasn't picked up any damage from it. Well, not a lot of damage anyway. So
it won't be anything that will affect the
and
handling of the car or the speed.
And no, evidently not, as he's right on the tail of P1.
Yeah. I'm wondering if that BMW is starting to struggle with his tyres because what we 25 minutes into the race, and I found out very quickly at Barcelona in our official GT3 league that if you don't get that BMW set up right, you wreck the tyres very, very quickly.
Yeah, it's the same with the. I found at Barcelona as well. The AMG really struggled on its tyres as well. I pitted in quite early for my stop, and coming towards the end of the race, I was losing a couple of seconds a lap. There's Will McCone then, right on the back of Martin Thorpe in the Jag.
Yeah. So what's the forfeit for Will if he gets beat by a Jag?
I don't know, it'll have to be something spectacular, won't it?
He has to drive the Jag for the next GT3 series.
He's gonna he'll go into riding again.
I like it, Dan.
Yeah, if you're beat by the Jag, you have to drive the Jag.
Or if you're beat by the drag, you have to drive the Rex.
Oh god.
Oh god, no.
Oh, contact between the leaders in the bus stop. Just seen that on the other screen I have.
So Weens looks like then Sebastian has got past him. Was it a bit of a bump pass as we go into the replay through Blanchemont? Very, very close. That McLaren's so quick in a straight line.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the BMW all of a sudden. It just looks like he's lost all the pace that he had at the start. But
oh yeah, a little bit of.
oh, I'd say that's on the McLaren. He was left.
He was left enough for him, wasn't he? Yeah. And that McLaren will look to scamper away now, won't he?
Yeah, he already is.
Can you show me a bit of Raimondi? I think Raimondi's in 5th, if you would, please, Dan. For Resi JJ. Wants to see a bit of Raimondi. There he is in the Ferrari. Comfortably in 5th position. The fastest lap of a 2:20. Oh, contact. That's a big contact then.
Oh, wow. Yeah, cars everywhere.
Ike 2s and I'm not sure who the other car is, but looks like there's a problem going through Eau Rouge and Radion. Let's have a look then. Oh yeah, he lost it on the inside curb. And did someone collect him coming through Radion? Oh no. Oh dear. Oh, that's so unfortunate. He was just in a spot right on the racing line at the top of Radion. That has caused an issue, and that car will be severely damaged now, and he'll be trying to safely work his way to the pits. We do allow guys to return to the garage if they need to, if they're too damaged and are going to be a hazard on track. We do let them guys return to the garage, get the repairs done, and come back out. Vasco Suarez then, 29th. Just passing, looks like Julian Reinars in the Camaro. He's hot on the tail of, yeah, Tuesday looks like he's really, really struggling with that Audi now. With the back bumpers hanging off it, that'll be a badly damaged car. I can't imagine the wheel is centered either. Yeah. Probably the safest thing to do is return that to garage.
That is a horrible feeling when the car is like that.
And especially around Spa, when you're only coming out of Sector 1, it's a long way to go with that car as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and at that point, I think with the car like it is, you have to sort of look at that return to garage option because you become an issue for the other cars on track.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
To be going again now. The issue is like the little second and third spin he had there is what happens to him, and I think he's just lost it again as we cut away from him.
Yeah, not a good place to lose it as well. Quite a narrow part of the track. Oh, I don't know, that looked tasty. Yeah, he's doing the right thing and trying to stay out the way, but then breaking into the corner, touching the curb. That was too much Astro. It's not too bad.
So it looks like Mr.
Yeah,
McCone
two
has
stops.
taken one of his stops. He's dropped down to 37th, but he's showing just the one stop left to go.
So do you think he's trying? Do you think has he found some kind of fresh air? Oh dear. Yeah, I think we need to. I think that Ike Choose needs to get back to the pits pronto. He's had 2 spins now.
What we have got happening at the front is where the BMW that was leading for the first part of the race is off the pace. The 2 Ferraris in 3rd and 4th are hot on his heels now.
Did you think the Ferrari manages its tyres better later on?
I mean, I honestly, I've not driven the Ferrari at any sort of competitive level to know how the handling, the tyre wear, and everything is. Yeah, I mean, it could be the case that it is, but I think looking at that BMW, he has either got his setup totally wrong and it's just destroyed his tyres, or somewhere where if we've missed it, he's had a bang with something and has just lost all his pace.
Yeah, so that'd be interesting to watch as well, especially in later on. We've still got an hour to go in this race. As Luca Bocconi then makes his way into the pits. Or was he just? I think he's just on his way out of the pits. Oh no, definitely coming in. I don't know if he's done his stops, not by the looks of it. So that'll give Raimondi then. He'll go up into 4th. Mr. Worrell's still going in 40th. It's good to see him still going because he had a few incidents early on, and he would be looking to. I think he's just got past Heike van der Veen as well, so good stuff. Will's back up, already made a few spots, back up to 33rd.
And he's just hit a GT4 on the exit of No Name.
He has, I've just seen that. Who was the BMW in question? Whoever it is, he's just murdered them. Joe Cronk.
That's a sub. That's a sub.
That's a sub. Are we keeping tally of these?
For every on-stream murder from McCone. Yeah. It results in a sub. He's just what he's done there on the exit. He's just underestimated the acceleration of his GT3 to the GT4.
Bonk.
It's not. Yeah, it's not the worst incident we've ever seen. It is unlucky for Joe Cronk there. Bless him.
Well, getting hit by a Bentley is
It's probably
could be a race end to that can.
it's probably sent him into Holland. But yeah, so he's Joe. We're looking to. I would think we'll make a pit stop now. Mauro Serafin then in 7th is the leading Bentley. We haven't actually got too many Bentleys in this race. I think Serafin Will's in one, isn't he? I think Alex Parkin's in the Bentley as well.
Yeah.
I did do 24 with Will and Tom Stocks and the guys in the Bentley, and he did do well around here. It was always a car I enjoy.
Can't drive it. Can't drive it with the wheel being on the side that I drive my actual car on.
The correct side.
I'll listen to the Bentley driver, the correct side.
I mean, it helps driving the Ginetta as well, because the steering wheel's on the same side in that.
Yeah, that's another car that I haven't.
Yeah, well, I don't drive cockpit cam, so it's not a problem for me.
Fair enough. Yeah, if you're a
You're a chase cam boy.
He's a hood.
No fucking mud chase cam.
Oh, is this contact again between Will and a BMW and a McLaren lapped car? Is that? Yep, Mr. Bond. Wow. Somehow Will's come out of that smelling the roses again. That's another sub. So we're up to 2.
So who's that? It's a Porsche following. Oh, that's interesting. It's an interesting little nudge.
Horrible little corner of that. If you ride that curb on the inside of the left, and if you dip a wheel onto the AstroTurf, you seem to just be thrown around straight away.
Almost over rotates the car, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Adam says Will is a danger. Oh
Well,
no! Hiker van der Veen, what's happened to him? I like Hiker. He's done really well in the rookies so far.
Looks like he's got a bit of front end damage before this.
He's been in a bit of an issue, isn't it?
They're coming up on a GT4. He's already got the damage on the front by the looks of it there. The
Oh,
bonnet
just
is.
loses it. Oh, wow! If in doubt, just stick your foot down and spin it round.
And like a
Yeah, that
pendulum.
worked out quite nicely. That did. In terms of position in the car, not so much for the tyres on the car.
Oh, Tina Curtis in the Aston. What's happened to her? I might be right in saying, I might be wrong, I might be right in saying, I think Tina may be the first female racer we've had in oNiD. Because Cammy hasn't raced with us yet, has she?
No, she hasn't. That looks like she's having some connection issues there.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm putting that down as a Steve Worrell punt.
I've seen someone there with a higher ping rate than Will McCone's punt rate. So
I hope Will don't watch this back. He'll never come back.
Battle for P2.
You're right. That BMW is struggling, and he's got traffic. It looks like that i2's might have. Looks like he's been fixed and he's back out on track, but it's definitely hindered the BMW as then Cersei makes a move up the inside and gets that done, and will be ahead going into no name.
yeah, he's definitely having some handling issues there. Whatever he's done.
Almost seemed to drift out a little bit, didn't it?
I wonder if he's just had that setup glitch where he's done quali and then gone into the race and it hasn't actually loaded.
Always reload your setups.
Yeah.
Always reload your setups.
Golden rule there.
That's a Willy Blackhammer golden rule. That is. Always says it as we wait on the grid for the formation lap. Make sure you reload your setups. Go on then, Jimmy. Say that name.
Which one is this?
Freddie van der Katsbeek.
Freddie van der Katesbeek. I'm going to go with.
Nice.
Just because there's an E in there.
I was thinking you've added an extra letter, but on my screen it's cut one off the end.
That's a great name. He's doing well then, up in 14, and he's done a pit stop, so there's a few cars left to take.
Driving under the Shadow Racers team.
Do we know the Shadow? Do you know the Shadow Racers team?
No. It's just obviously their team names come up on whatever they have. There's some entertaining ones, that's for sure, as you flick through.
Yeah, there's some interesting ones in the GT3 World Series. I'm sure there's a team called Vaseline Racing.
That's D-Stack.
Yeah.
Yeah, Team Vaseline. Yeah,
That's it. Team Vaseline, Tugging is racing.
Tugging is racing. Yeah.
Oh, he said it now.
Yeah, that is D-Stack's personal made livery. Love that one. And there's a good one. I think Willie in the GT4s is racing my old Camaro livery. It's just called Johnny Crash. So that's quite a good one. It's got a face on the front of it and looks like a NASCAR. So that's a good one. What else? Will McCone oNiD World Series original.
He's not one for change.
Willie Black, Bendy Wendy. Love it.
It seems like he may have been in a few fender benders as he's made 3 stops already tonight.
So he's done his 2 mandatories and he's done 1 extra.
Yeah.
He's just having fun, isn't he? He's just having fun. Oh, Aston.
He's also
off on
been
the
drinking.
Camel Straight.
He's also been drinking since 4:30. So
Major damage for that, Aston.
Hiker van der Veen says so far it's fun. I'm guessing you're in the pits, Hiker, but yeah, it looks like fun. It's fun for us to watch. Hope you're enjoying the race. I'm sure it's a bit chaotic out there.
Just up at the front, we've got Sebastian in the McLaren is now 7.5 ahead of P2, so he seems to be steadily pulling away.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if that Beamer can get back on terms with him once he's done a pit stop.
I can't see it. If he's wrecked his tyres 40 minutes into the race, now he's only going to have the same issues in the second stint as well.
Adam says the reason that each of Willie's stops will be to get a fresh cam.
Well, with 50 minutes to go, he's probably got another 5 stops then. So
Heiko, it's chaos. I can imagine it's chaos, but it's a bit of fun. Tina Curtis is still going then in that Aston Martin in 48th, middle of
so
the
we've
pack.
got the Ferrari's boxed from P2.
So that who's that? Cersei in P2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He is boxed. So he's the first out of the top 7 then to take a pit stop.
See where that puts him down then.
Luca Balconi will be the man to watch because Luca, I think, was ahead of. He was
Pike has
definitely.
picked himself up a stop go 30. That's probably for chatting and exiting the pits. So
So, well, the good thing is for Cersei, he's got the last. Looks like one of the last pit boxes.
Yeah, I think that's second to last pit box. And that's car dropped
it's
down, and he
dropped,
should be
and
driving away now.
He's on his way. So Luca Balconi will be the man. He's he's the first of the F1 pit lane. So where is Luca Balconi? Car 104.
He's the next car to come past when a car comes past 4 position. It looks. I'm going to cut away for a second. Sergi Sebastian has had an issue. So we'll go into a quick replay of that.
hey, old Dan Kravitz. He knows what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, 2 seconds, Dan. We just need to go to this.
What's happened? Has he lost it or has he been collected? Oh no, I can see what's happening. Oh no! Oh dear. That's unfortunate. No one's fault.
That is unfortunate. And what's happened there is he's ended up with 4 cars that he was already lapped. I've just gone back past him as well. I wonder if he's going to come straight into the pits now. Get that fixed.
We cut back to Balconi, who's about 8 seconds ahead.
Yeah, he did get ahead of Cersei then, so it's good for Balconi. It does bring Weens back up then to within...
To the lead as Sebastian's into the pits.
Yeah, I had a feeling he'd pit straight away. So he's got the pace. He's got the pace to get back to the front. It's dependent now how long this damage is to repair. It doesn't look like too hard a hit. So I think he'll be. I absolutely love that livery on the BMW. That's one of the test liveries.
Nice.
They released them on one of the updates recently, and there were some pictures of the real car on Twitter. Have you know? Yeah, I've just realised this. We've gone to Thorpe. Just as I looked at the positions, I know he's now coming into box and people have boxed, but he's up to P5 in a Jag.
I was just going to say the same thing. You don't often see a Jag that far up anymore.
Yeah, the front of the Jag looks as shocked as we are, to be fair.
Right, guys, I'm going for a mid-race break.
That's up there with the Ginetta, that is.
Yeah, the Ginetta's a very happy car.
Yeah, Dan Smiley Ginetta.
Yeah, the Jaguar, if you look at it there, the Jaguar just looks shocked. So,
shocked it's being driven.
Yeah.
It thinks it should be in retirement by now.
Right, I'll be back in a minute, guys.
We're following Will McComb, who's under half a second behind Jay Lopez, fighting for 19th position.
He seems to be pushing on quite steadily. What have we got? Lopez has stopped as well, so these guys both have one more stop left for that 1 litre of fuel.
Unlucky Moritz Voss in 15th position has picked himself up a drive-through penalty, so that will drop him way down the order, having to make the slow drive through the long pit lane here.
I think this and obviously this is the worst, but Mazzano as well is is one of the worst to get a drive through at.
Yeah. So Sebastian comes out the pits now down in 6th
And
position.
He's behind Balcony though, if you look at that, and he's behind Cersei. So the
Yeah.
two people that have stopped, he is now dropped behind.
As Veens is coming into pit lane. It's all pits are happening now at the front. There's just Raimondi, who's gone for another lap, and Marcus Hartman, who's also gone for another lap at least.
Yeah.
As I scroll down my timing information, we've just got Tom Stocks, who's not pitted yet, and the two guys at the front. So only Tom Stocks.
And you got Horsnell as well, hasn't boxed either in the car 558. He's still showing 2 stops.
He's. But the screen I'm looking at, he's made a pit stop, but obviously not one that counts.
Probably
Towards his
one before
mandatory
the pit
pit
window opened.
Yeah. Yeah, so everyone's made at least one stop, whether that be mandatory or not.
So the people we're looking at here, if you look at Hall in 31st in the Audi, he's done both of his stops. Everyone in front of him has got a stop to take. So he's going to move up the leaderboard quite a bit.
Yeah, we'll cut to... Yeah.
I think he's just made a load of places up, actually. Oh, there he is. Oh no, so I think we've got a Hall, unless it was 2. Yeah, there's one in a GT3 Audi as well.
Find that now.
But Mr. Worrell, who hasn't done a stop yet either. So he will have done a stop again before the pit window opened. Still has 2 mandatory stops to take. As the Porsche decides that straight line and Radeon is the better option.
Yeah, we've got a GT3 down in 39th that's made both mandatory stops. With Joey Mility.
So, do we think Sebastian can make up the ground on the Ferraris?
Certainly has a pace.
Getting on.
Yeah, I mean,
9 seconds behind Cersei and 14 behind Balcony.
Okay, unless there's an incident, I don't see Balcony losing that lead because he only had 7 seconds on P2 and 3 before the incident. So
yeah, and
I think that's going to be a tough race for him to get that back.
Balcony is now 15 seconds behind Veens, so maybe Veens did a shorter stop to pull out that kind of gap over Balcony and Cersei.
Well, there's no ruling to say that you have to change your tyres at all in this race, is there? You can just fuel. To me, you would be completely mad to not change tyres, especially with the temperatures at 25-31.
Maybe he started with a full tank of fuel and maybe only adding little bits of fuel, and maybe he didn't change his tyres on this stop and plans to change them on the next stop, so which could explain why he was going a little bit slower, trying to make the tyres last a bit longer.
Yeah, because he does have the net lead after one stop at the moment.
Yeah, by 15 seconds.
So we've got Will McCone in the pits, and it looks like the first time around he didn't change tyres. If he did, he's changing them again because he's in there for a while.
Unless he's picked up some damage.
Have a look. Right. I shall wander as the cars go past.
Yeah. Cameraman's been drinking.
It's like a dog pulling at the lead going, why can't we follow those? This is a bit boring here. This is a very long stop, so it looks like he's putting on a second set of tyres.
Well, he's now been in the pits longer than 30 seconds, so unless he's had a big incident...
Well, Or he's called it a
He's
day.
missed, or he's called it a day.
That's 10 subs if he's called it a day.
Yeah, I can remember you saying that. So
I've got witnesses.
so 25 minutes of the pit window left still, and we still have a few cars who need to make both their pit stops.
It says he's hit enough cars to have damage.
Bentley doesn't get damage. It's like the Chuck Norris of cars.
It damages you.
Yeah.
We've also got Steve Worrell in the pits as well for his first stop. That looks to me like Will might have parked that. Let's go and have a check in the chat, see if he's popped anything in the Discord.
The D-Stack saying, with a big grid event, you pretty much have to go into expecting chaos. It's basically a public lobby on steroids. Got the GT3 Aston V12 Vantage coming out of the pits.
Have you seen the post from Aston Martin saying that there's a new V12 coming this year?
I haven't. That'd be interesting with the new 5.9 litre twin turbo. I would want to say.
So the only thing they've released is literally a short video clip of the sound of the engine.
Yeah.
And it just says Aston Martin V12 Vantage returning in 2022.
Well, I know is it the DB11, the bigger car at the moment, that has the new 5.9 litre twin turbo V12 that was brought in to replace the old 6 litre V12. So maybe that engine they've managed to shoehorn in place of the Mercedes twin turbo V8 that's in the current Vantage. Make it a little bit less Mercedes by putting a V12 in it.
Yeah, yeah. Makes me laugh with this. So the way obviously the V8 is the same engine that's in the AMG Evo, albeit a little bit different. But then you look at the AMG Evo strong points are acceleration out of slow corners and grip and traction, and it's kind of everything that the Aston isn't.
Yeah, it seems that engineers at Aston Martin played about with the ECU quite a bit. We've got Pietanella, less than half a second behind Raimondi for P7. Looking at a Ferrari versus McLaren battle.
I'm just watching the times for the GT3s on the lobby, and you got Weens is just 13.6 seconds ahead of Balconi at the moment. You've then got Cersei a further 5 seconds back, and Sebastian, who obviously had that run in with the lapped car, he is currently 7.5 seconds back of Cersei. So yeah, he's only gained, I mean, what were we saying, 13 seconds off of Balconi he was? He's pulled a second in 10 minutes, so I can't see, as I say, unless there is an incident for Balconi, I can't see Sebastian getting back to the lead this one after that incident.
Or depends though whether he took tyres at his last stop or not, and who's taken tyres, who's still got to take tyres, or wants to take tyres, should I say.
Well, looking at the time he was in, to have been jumped by Balconi and Cersei, it looks like he took tyres, and whatever that damage was, he got that fixed as well.
But I don't think Balconi took tyres.
Oh, really?
From the time that I've seen, and Weens doesn't look like he took tyres either. He was only stopped for 9.5.
Okay, so it looks like if that's the case, then that all Sebastian's got to do is catch Cersei.
Yeah,
And obviously, but these guys all have a stop left yet, and anything can go wrong there. They could end up with a drive-through or a stop go 30 at worst case.
yeah, they could trip
Has Johnny
over,
returned?
lapping someone.
I'm still here, mate. Yeah, I'm just letting you
Yeah.
guys chat away.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It must be a good bar of chocolate. So...
Big bar of chocolate.
It was a wonderful cigarette. That's what
That's
it
one
was.
of them ones from Christmas. He's got like the like 5 kilo slab. He's just sat there rolling the wrapper down gradually and taking chunks out of it.
I'm actually just covered in chocolate. Sat here, just it's all just around my face everywhere.
That is a totally different stream.
I look like Bruce Bogtrotter from Matilda at the minute. But...
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
That would be long gone. Thank you, Adam. Go back to your drugs.
We see Larson taking his second stop to clear mandatory pit stops down in 58th.
I hope anyone new to the stream, to be aware that Adam D is not a druggie. Anything that he is taking at the moment is medicinal and completely required. After he decided to fall over thin air, I heard that was what happened, wasn't it?
And do a Wayne Rooney to his metatarsal.
He was running to the fridge. That's what it was.
He doesn't run to the fridge. No one runs to the fridge.
He's gonna kill me. He's absolutely gonna kill me.
He's going to watch this back when everything's come off, and he's like, "What?"
They're insulting me, and I'm not even there.
He said he'll waddle. Oh, what a legend! So we've still got what 58 cars on track, I think. Which is not bad. Ian Hall still leading the way in. Ian Hall then still leading the way in the GT4s with one stop to go.
So just a little update on the Sebastian Cersei battle. Sebastian's taken 7 attempts out of him since I last mentioned it, which was what 3-4 minutes ago. So he's definitely got the pace.
Yeah, so it looks like it's a battle between those two. You see Hone and Beacon battling.
I must admit the little stops just to do 1 litre of fuel, it took me a little while to adjust to. Because it's all over so quickly. Like the car's up on the jacks, and then 3 seconds later it's down.
Yeah, I think you really gain time there if you've got enough buttons to be able to kill the ignition and start the engine manually, rather than letting ACC do it for you automatically.
Yeah,
I haven't got enough buttons. What do you need?
A button box from
sim-stuff.com.
Exactly.
You can also pick yourself up a new T-shirt while you're there, which I'm just going to plug.
the dive bomb Mancy t-shirt.
the Mancy dive bomb special, or you've got the Johnny Ashley warm-up lap special.
You've also got the Johnny Ashley get in the fucking bin t-shirt as well. That's on there. If you
I bet that's what you said. I bet that's what you said to yourself when you threw it in the wall. I only saw the footage today when Ben put it in the Discord of you actually throwing it away at the bottom of the mine shaft. And all I can say is how.
Just
what were
trying
you doing?
I was trying to warm
Sergio Sebastian has just set the new fastest lap of the race. 2:18.7.
Okay, so he's got some fantastic pace. Yeah, he's down to 6 seconds off of Cersei now, so another 8 attempts out of him on that lap alone.
To answer your question, I was warming up the tyres. I came off the throttle to hit the brake, just kind of warming the brakes up, and completely lost it into a wall.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of runoff at the bottom of the mine shaft, isn't there? But you managed to find the exact bit that there isn't.
I didn't make the runoff. I hit the wall on the left-hand side far before the runoff. Yeah. I still finished the race out. I made it 10 places, so I can't complain too much.
No, it was a good effort, and I've certainly had like where I've 360'd it on a warm-up lap. It got picked up on another stream as well, which was really helpful. It's one of them, like when you fall over in the street and you look around to see if anyone's seen you, and you're like, yeah, I'm alright, no one's seen me, I'll just get up and carry on. And then you walk around the corner and you see there's a load of people laughing, and it's just, you you haven't got away with it. That's in effect. When you get picked up on a warm-up lap having an incident, that is what you've done. You have fallen over in public and made a right ass of yourself.
Yeah. Someone's seen it somewhere.
Yeah. And then with the beauty of technology and people like Ben, it gets clipped and it gets
Murray
put
Walker
into
added
somewhere
to
where
it.
you can, where you can just watch it and watch it and watch it again and again and again.
Yeah, thanks guys. Beautiful. He also, did you see the first one that he did as well with Murray Walker, of me getting murdered in a GT4?
Was that the Janettas?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
That was at an LFM race around Alton Park a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I got killed, and he put Murray Walker over the top of that as well. So.
Big crash in Spa between Voss and I don't even know how to say that name, but and they're still driving with each other.
Oh dear, we don't want to see that.
Now I hope this replay hasn't gone too far back and we miss it.
So it's on the entry to Eau Rouge, just as I was flicking through the field to see what was going on. So we can see there how the time has been made up. And braked himself into the bus stop chicane, and then a battle all the way down to La Source.
Yeah, this replay should catch it. We've got 30 seconds left on it.
Yeah.
So he's gone for the old switchback, or the old switcheroo.
Good old
Track's looking surprisingly empty at this point.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then they've decided that you.
Synchronized spinning.
Yeah, car 720 there definitely just ignored the fact that there was a car still on his inside.
And it looks like Voss has come off the worst of the two.
Well, I believe the other car returned to the pits. Yeah, he's still in there now.
Yeah, that's sad, really. Joey Militi then in the middle on the exit of Blanchevant. That doesn't look a good place to be.
So Mr. Thorpe in the Jag update. He's up to 10th. Still has one stop to do, but there's a good handful of guys behind him that still have a stop to go as well. So he's going along nicely at the moment.
We watched that. Him losing it on its own.
Oh,
Sebastian.
Stefan. Oh, he's pitted. That's why.
Yeah, Sebastian's in the pit again.
Yeah, he's
done his second stop. Yeah,
and he looks like he's got a fair amount of clean air in front of him.
Yeah. He's 7 seconds behind Martin Thorpe, who's got a pit again.
That's good then. Bit of clean air, getting them tyres up to temperature.
Yeah, he's got a good few seconds before he catches someone up to lap them.
Yeah, that's good.
Veens is in the pit.
Yeah, so this is interesting to see where Veens comes out against Sebastian. Obviously, you lost quite a bit of time to him.
And whether he takes tyres.
Yeah,
I would expect him
you are
to.
correct. Hartmann has got 2 pit stops to do in 12 minutes. The penalty will be, I think it's about 130 seconds.
130 seconds if you...
Yeah, the only time it's a bit weird is obviously if you're, say, for example, the last person on the lead lap, there's no point pitting because it doesn't take you on to the next lap, so you wouldn't lose any positions if you're the last person on the lead lap and you didn't take your pit stop, which is a weird quirk of ACC. He's not done tyres again. He's doing the Lightning McQueen of the birthday Big Bash race.
26 minutes to go.
All gas and goes for Veens.
Is them tyres going to last him? Getting tyres to last 90 minutes, that's a tough ask. Unless he's doing something that we don't like to see.
So he's 20 seconds ahead of Sebastian. And
who
they've
has
both
just
made
straight
their final stop.
Eau Rouge. So I think there's going to be some people who are very close to a
As we've been
drive-through
talking
as
about
well on
that,
track warnings.
Cersei's less than half a second behind Balcony.
So he's reeled him in as well.
This is going to get really interesting with 25 minutes to go. Who's your money on, guys? Who we got?
Can I answer that once the Ferraris have made their stops?
Well, as we see, Hartmann as well is just going into the pits for his first stop. As
Oh,
one of the Ferraris does go. Is that Cersei? No, that's
Balcony's gone in.
Balcony. Yeah, just gone in.
So Sebastian is pushing. I've left it sort of on him on the server, and he is definitely giving it everything he's got. The only thing I would say is, having watched this lap, is he's definitely picked up one warning. If he's got away with it, then there's a line through Radion that you can take without getting a track warning.
I'm yet to find it.
I'm yet to try and stick to the actual line.
So it looks like Hartmann's done a short stop of 11 seconds. So that's a gas and go. So maybe he's just going to do another gas and go next time round or the time after.
Yeah, I mean,
Is
at
that
this point
Cersei
here,
behind
would
you?
you... Cersei's so. I think Cersei's ahead of him, isn't he?
Cersei's 11 seconds ahead.
He's just been passed by another Ferrari. So is that?
So Balcony is now in the pits. So we'll see where he falls out with Sebastian. Sebastian's now coming over to start-finish straight.
Yeah, Beans is going to take the lead.
So yeah, Veens will take the lead then. Where's Sebastian? That's the question.
I think Sebastian is past him.
He has, so has Martin Thorpe, although Martin's got another stop to go. Sebastian is less than 2 seconds behind Martin in the Jag now. So,
GT4 to pass, which is done with ease. So he's catching Martin Thorpe quite quickly. You would expect Martin Thorpe will just let him through.
They're in a completely different race, aren't they, at this point?
yeah, so that puts him about still 15 seconds behind Veens. So Balcony looks to be coming out of the pits now. At 20.
So Balcony's lost a lot of time to.
Took tyres.
Sebastian.
His stop was 36 seconds, so maybe he had a little bit of damage as well.
Yeah.
Interesting then. So
Hartmann's in again for a second stop.
do you think he's going to stop for tyres this time, or is he going to do a splash and dash and maybe get them tyres to go?
Seems like the guys at the front are leaning towards the gas and go strategy of Lightning McQueen.
Yeah, and Sebastian Thorpe's not moving out of the way. I mean, he doesn't have to. There's no rule to say that he has to, but the thing with the Jag is it's hard to pass when you get onto a straight, because the top end of it is just incredible. I'm watching now, and Sebastian sat in the slipstream of the Jag, and
Not really catching.
no real impression being made.
He's going to have to do
Now though, isn't he?
a dive bomb trademarked by you.
Powerful.
Thorpe's there you go.
He's going for the hashtag back seat.
Oh,
Ooh,
Thorpe turned in a little bit early.
So
Two
Hartmann
heavyweight cars there, just having a little tap.
So I'm
Nothing
assuming
bigger than a Jag and a GTR.
is Hartmann taking tyres, Dan?
Yes, I believe he took tyres.
So yeah, he's
he's just dropped the car down now. So he was stopped for. She'll tell me in a second when he leaves the pit lane. That seems to be a very long stop compared to the other guys at the front. They'd exited the pit lane after around 75 seconds. Oh no, looking at that now, it's changed. So he's only taken fuel. So he stopped for 12.9.
interesting. So
got him up
Is
to
that put him-
7th currently. He's ahead of Balcony.
So yeah, that's interesting. That's one thing I didn't factor in. I thought people would take at least tyres once.
Yeah, I expected the same. Especially if this was pre 1.8, you could probably easily do an hour and a half on one set of tyres. But with the way you have to look after the tyres now, it's hard work.
At the moment, Sebastian is 13.9 seconds behind Wiens. That's where the race is now. It's whether Sebastian can reel Wiens in, and
Be interested to see when Cersei pits as well. Be on the next lap or so. Either the end of this lap or the end of the next lap. Yeah, Raymond is in the pits.
Those Pietranella as well. He's in the pits.
so you've got Sebastian's taken 4 temps out of Wiens in one sector.
Yeah, really pushing. I think he'll have the tyres too as he changed his tyres in his first stop.
Yeah, I think once he catches up with him, it's not going to be a question of if, but just when.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be like when Hamilton caught Verstappen up in Hungary
Oh yeah.
with much younger tyres.
I just want to do a quick shout out. I know he's got another stop to do, but Graham Jackson, DJ himself, up in 15th, is that's a great showing from him. You know he'll have another stop to do, but he'll probably only drop.
I'd say he may drop down to the mid-20s, maybe a little bit higher.
Early 20s maybe, but he's gone for that longer stop. So here comes Raimondi then out of the pits. Wiens has already gone past.
So Raymondi's just done fuel, and so let's switch to Pietranella, leaving the pit, who's had a 16-second stop, so maybe just put a bit more fuel in, or had some damage to repair. Switch to Andrew Hearn, who's less than a second behind Alex Parkin.
This is for position then. Pit stop's done.
Just while you guys have been watching them bits, Sebastian had a bit of an issue with a lapped car going into Eau Rouge and Raidillon and lost over a second to Wiens.
Interesting little battle going on here then for 18th. Sandra Jacobs then having a look at Piscatelli. Brave if he gets that done there. Might get a better drive.
One of my favourite moves that is around the outside into the bus stop. Put your car on the inside for the second part of it, and just pray to the gods that the person you're wheel to wheel with is understanding of what's going on.
Probably very close now. Maybe able to stick in the slipstream and pull out alongside down the Kemmel Straight.
Yeah, going through Eau Rouge under the rear wing of someone else is not easy. Because I think he looks like he used.
I picked on the one car.
So they are literally side by side by the looks of it. They
yeah.
are. Jacobs then to the outside. Backs out a little bit. Around the outside there. Go on, son. Go on. Fair
Little
play.
touch. Oh, very sideways.
That's a great move from Sandra Jacobs, that is. You've got to have some balls to do that. Fair play.
Got Balcony right behind Raimondi.
Martin Thorpe also hit the pits. Interesting to see where he comes out in that Jag.
I think he's done brilliantly in the Jag to get 90 minutes around here in a car that wants to just end you at every opportunity.
Balcony then to the outside. He'll have the inside the next corner. No, you just took him behind. A little bit of a wobble on entry. A little bit of a wobble on exit.
I think Thorpe will drop down to P10. I mean, P10 in the Jaguar would still be a great result.
Oh, that's incredible. That's such a great result.
He's down to 11th, but he may be able to catch Guido in front, about 6 seconds behind. As I think we've had.
Raimondi's on off.
I think Balconi was involved in that.
Oh,
No, he wasn't. Oh, Raimondi's
You may have spoke too soon there.
as Balconi shadow realmed him going through Puon.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yes, is the answer to that. And then make sure he stays there. Yeah, just clip the inside Balconi there. That's unfortunate, really. As Sebastian is 12 and a bit seconds then.
As we've got Cersei in the pits, and Veens takes the lead. Is he on pit exit, or has he still got to stop? I think he's on pit exit.
Is he on pit? Yeah, he is on pit exit.
On pit exit, so he's down to he's up to third. Hartman's got up to fourth with his gas and goes.
So
Cersei's 11th.
Sebastian's got a problem here because he's sandwiched between GT4s, GT3s, people battling for positions. So this is where Veens has the upper hand. So that gap is still 12 seconds.
Yeah, with just under 14 minutes left to go.
Yeah, which is saying to me that he's looking at needing to catch up 2 seconds a lap to be able to take the win.
And on their last lap, he was only 1.4 seconds quicker. I mean, I say only 1.4.
He's been held up through Puon as well.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be held up a bit more on the exit.
He loves a flash of the lights as well.
Yeah, we've been watching a lot of GT racing. They love flashing their lights, as I call it, the Le Mans flash.
Oh, he nearly caught up again with the same Aston that got him just before he pitted in the first half of the race.
I was very lucky. Then you've got a GT4 getting right in the way.
He's got a very racy McLaren that's a lap or however many laps down just behind him as well, who seems to be sort of using him to come through the field. Yeah,
using him as a battering ram to get everyone else out of the way.
Well, depending on age, when that happens, it reminds me of if you remember the Die Hard games from the PlayStation 1 where you had the 3 games within one, and there was a bit on Die Hard 3 where you were in the taxi and you could call the emergency services, and you literally just teared down the street behind the ambulance as it just moved all the cars out of the way. And that, in effect, is what it is behind him. It's Hardy in the McLaren, yeah.
So on that lap, Sebastian was only 0.3 quicker because of all the traffic.
He's actually back to 14.2 seconds behind.
I'm looking at the wrong. He lost 1.5 seconds, so he's 1.5 seconds slower on that lap than Veens. Although Veens, according to my data, is going slowly at the minute. Maybe it was a lap in a car. We switch to Martin Thorpe, who's down in 12th, but very close to Van der Kaatsbeek.
Good man.
Tripping up over my own words. Is he going to try a dive bomb into the bus stop?
Okay, Veens is struggling. I've just watched a little bit of his lap. But you are looking at Sebastian needing to be, what we're going to have 6 laps left.
Yeah, gap's down to 13, so just over 2 seconds a lap quicker just to catch.
Yeah. That's going to be a big ask with passing cars as well. But you never know. Veens could get caught up with some back markers
You could have his
before
own
you know it. He's
instant
on the back of him.
hitting a
Yeah.
back marker, yeah. Got two cars close coming into the source, which is Lambertson and Beacon. Go down and find who I think is our leader yet in GT4, which is Ian Hall. It looks like Christian Romano's just under 6 seconds behind, which is quite close after nearly an hour and a half of racing.
Well, Sebastian is on fastest lap race pace. He's just done a 2:18.8 on that lap. As Balcones picked up a drive-through.
Must be for track limits. Yeah,
Yep.
and Veens did a 2:21.2.
So
So
at that
what's
rate,
that?
he's going to get him. That's 3
Yeah,
seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, gap's down to 11.5.
Okay, so Veens has just made his way past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars as Sebastian has a little coming together with a GT4. So now Sebastian has got to deal with these cars. This, if it's going to save Veens, is going to be what saves him.
Yeah. Got Mr. Black in the pit again. The team Bendy Wendy.
Needs another beer, don't he? Yeah.
Scheduled beer stop.
So we haven't given much love to the GT4s. Let's have a quick look at the GT4. So Ian Hall still leads the way. Oh, Van der Cat speaks. What happened there?
I think he's lost it all on his own.
I'll say there's no one around him. Too hot into the bus stop. Yeah, lost the rear end. Oh, and then hits Martin Thorpe dead on. Oh no.
So the drag will brush that off.
Yeah, the Jag will take that on the chin.
Literally took it on the chin.
Yeah, that has promoted Martin into.
Quickly, two seconds, Dan.
Yeah.
Balcony with a drive-through.
Yeah, we've noticed that. We believe that's for track limits.
Oh, I'm far behind. I was looking at Discord stuff. So I was miles behind. Sorry.
It does look like that Jag has got quite a bit of front end damage. Not looking too happy anymore. Bonnet looks a little bit loose.
There's never a dull moment in this house. I've just, you know, the electricity bills and stuff are going up. My other half has just resorted to using the torch on her phone as a light. Just went through. So it's nice to know we're saving money.
Right, it's nice to know I'm spending. We've probably got 6 screens on in the house at the moment.
Well, you want more as well. So
yeah,
Earns too much money.
He's going to have to get some sort of special rate with the electricity company. We've also got Lambertson who's picked up a drive-through now as well.
Oh. Poor old Martin Thorpe's in the wars.
Who was that that turned him round? Miro.
Yeah, Tim Miro. On the last lap, Sebastian was only 1.1 seconds quicker than Beans. So the gap's down to 11 seconds with 6.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, Veens is making his way past a slow McLaren at the moment.
The Balcony in a very dirty white Ferrari's taking his drive-through.
Fair play to Veens for doing 90 minutes on one set of tyres and taking that gamble, because at the start of the race he looked like he had the pace for the first sort of 10-15 minutes, and then it just dropped off. So to have carried on on that set of tyres is impressive. I'd like to see a screenshot of his tyre wear and everything at the end of the race.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see. Gap's down to just over 10 seconds with just under 6 minutes to go. Lambertson
Yeah, so we've got
looks to be
3
exiting
laps. 3 laps
in the
left.
pits to clear his drive-through. Hopefully he hasn't got another penalty taking that drive-through.
Adam saying he hope he doesn't get a puncher. Yeah, I mean, I've never pushed a set of tyres this far to know what can happen. You know, I know obviously whacking curbs, you can get slow punches and pressure losses.
Yeah.
Oh, he is.
Oh no! Look, we've got to stop going to Steve Worrell. We've got to stop doing it. Every time we go to him on stream,
Sniped
he
him.
ends up.
Sniped him. I bet
Every
he's sat there
time.
going, bloody hell, I wish they'd just leave me alone. Let me get on with my race. Stop putting me up on the stream. I don't want the airtime.
Good to see Paul Clayton up in 29th, Brad Horsnell in 39th.
Ron Rowan in
So we're-
46th, making a move on Damon Boss, who looks to have quite a significant amount of damage on that pink BMW.
I think he's had a significant amount of damage for quite a bit of the race. Wasn't it
Might be
earlier
right.
we looked at him and his bonnet was up?
Yeah, I think that's correct.
He was the one that was wall riding out of the pits.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it looked like he'd gone through the pits but not repaired the damage.
So GT4s then. Ian
Is
Hall
he-
still leading the way, and he's got
Has he-
Romano 8 seconds behind him. Gotta give some love to these GT4s. We haven't seen much of them. Augustus Sablinskas in 3rd. Tom Stock's up in 4th. Go on, Stocksy. Tina Curtis in 5th.
Still surprised how high up the front GT4 runners are. In ahead. Quite a few GT3 cars.
Yeah, it shows you there's been some absolute carnage with the GT3s.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
as we say that, Knox still hasn't made a pit stop yet.
No, nor's Joe Cronk, I've just noticed as well. They haven't pitted at all, so
But I
it'll
think
be,
Kronk's been in the pits for 2,500 seconds, so I don't think they'll be out anytime soon. Same with Christopher Larson. So that means currently last in the race is...
Willie Black. Brilliant. Trust Willie to come last in the celebration birthday big grid.
Well, he's having
Yeah,
his own
like you said.
celebration.
And he's been drinking since R4, so
He's gone full American with that car. You can't move in it for the amount of empty beer cans in there.
He cannot drive that car. Look at it. He's all over the place. I'm going to
he's-
start.
he knows he's on the stream. He's
Yeah.
he's listening.
He gets pulled over, he definitely can't walk in a straight line.
Oh, as Piscatelli has a drive through as well. Just whilst he's in front of Sebastian. So is he going to just make it easy for Sebastian to pass? 7 seconds now, but I think that's it. I think the race is over. We've got one more lap after this one. Unless Wiens' car has a complete breakdown.
We've got Van der Katesbeek right behind Thorpe again. Battling for
It's,
P12.
I think if we've got one lap to go, let's have a look at that battle for first.
Thorpe again.
Yeah,
Just
poor old man.
the last 15 minutes, he's just been bum rushed everywhere.
Yeah, just been battered. So let's go to Sebastian then to and Wiens to finish the race.
We
These guys-
just stay for this just to see if there's a dive bomb.
Yeah, don't
It
rush.
matters.
There's still going to be one more lap. This isn't the last lap. Oh, what is he doing there?
Trying to kill Martin Thorpe.
Yeah, he's literally got alongside, braked, and turned in as if the Jaguar wasn't there. And
Oh.
yeah, Martin rightly flashes his lights. I think if
Yeah,
Martin
that
was a bit
was it.
closer, he might have just let off the brakes. Oh, Steve Worrell's on screen, so what's going to happen?
We're
Not
going to snipe
focused
him
on him,
again.
so he's alright.
Adam
No.
saying, did you really allow Wendy to do the briefing?
Yes, we did.
Right, as Veens comes on to his final lap.
Leaders on final lap now.
Here we go then. What's the gap?
Hopefully, this
7.4.
7.1 now.
So
Yep, I think he's got this one. He's just got to bring it home.
Bean's last lap was a 2:21.1, and Sebastian was a 2:20.8. So only only 3/10 quicker. So it seems like just taking fuel has worked out the quickest way around here. Although, if Sebastian hadn't had that incident hitting that spinning car, they probably would have been together right now. There would have been a very exciting finish to the race for P1 and P2 had that not happened.
I mean, if Sebastian had got with him on the same tyres, I don't think Veens had a look in here.
Yeah.
It's true. Cersei's going to bring home the final podium position as well.
Right, Raimondi 4th, Hartman 5th. Well, not Yetanella is very close now.
This looks like it could all end into is everyone's taking their sensible hats off at the end of the race. Not 20 minutes of mayhem, and wow.
They all made it, just...
The Aston in sympathy in the background tried to lose it and give us an accident.
It would have been nice for that Audi to move out of the way a bit more as it's a lapped runner. Yetanella is just trying to catch up with Hartman in the BMW in front. The gap's extended now to a second.
Ween's just going through Blanchimont then.
Yep, yeah, he's now coming to the end of his lap and the end of the race. And I'm impressed, very impressed. Incredibly quick qualifying time. Has run the same tyres for 90 minutes and brings it home in P1.
Yeah, brilliant.
Leader has
He's
finished
done well.
the
He managed them tyres brilliantly well. God knows how, but I couldn't run it for 90 minutes. And Sebastian in second. Great stuff from him.
Got a bit of a gap to Cersei in third, and then I will go down and find Ian.
Oh, no donuts from Sebastian. I don't think he's very happy with the blue flag cars, but we all know the rules. They're very clear with the blue flags. It's not for the slower car to just move out of the way and dive off the track. It's for the faster car to make its way past safely. And in a multi-class race with that many cars on the track, it's not easy. And remember, this is a fun race, isn't it? So we've got skill levels from, you know, your Veens and your Sebastians all the way to your Willie Blackhammers in last place.
So Sablinkas is doing some donuts for finishing third in GT4.
Yeah, Ian Hall must be towards the end of his lap now. He's going to bring home the GT4 win. So Ben was right. Ben called it. He said that Ian Hall would win
Mystic Ben.
GT4s. So yeah, as we watch Ian then through Blanchimont.
I mean, it's
Ben says he's always right, always right. I'm going to hold him to that. I'm going to hold him to that now.
I was going to say he fucking ain't. Ian Hall then through the bus stop for the last time.
happy birthday from Pinky87 Racing.
Yeah, good stuff. Flashes the lights. Good win. Fantastic win for Ian. He'll be pleased with that. He'll be pleased that Ben wasn't racing because Ben absolutely dominated him in the GT4s on Tuesday. So
looks like Romano.
Yeah, absolutely.
Romano finished less than a second behind him at the end.
Oh, that's good. It's good stuff. Willie was so slow that Johnny's beat him from the com box. You Adam.
Brilliant.
So we'll look at the chat.
Fair play.
Yeah, that was certainly an interesting race.
Yeah, and it was a bit of fun. It was a bit of a celebration for us. You know, it wasn't we knew that with being a big grid, it was going to be a little bit chaotic, and it wasn't about. We have relatively, I think we have very high standards actually in our league racing, and we expect high standards.
Yeah, I expected a lot more death on lap 1
Yeah,
than
absolutely.
what there was.
But it was more tonight about celebrating our first birthday and getting people in racing, getting a big grid going. We've never done a big grid before. It was something we always looked at, and it just seemed right to do the big grid for the birthday. So, thank you everyone that joined in on stream, joined in with the race. It's been fantastic. It's been really, really good. I've enjoyed tonight.
No, it's been brilliant, and yeah, thanks for obviously having me along to do the comms. Yeah, I think it's, well, you've only got to look at where oNiD is at now, in terms of size of the community, the fact that you can pull in a grid for a fun race like this, it just shouts good stuff, really, doesn't it? And like Dan said, you know, there could have been a lot more incidents, terrible incidents in that race, but I think for a fun race, that was pretty good. Pretty good. Like I say, the skill levels in that are all over the place. You got 60 odd people that have possibly never raced with each other. Yeah, is really, really good. And as I say, thanks for having me along to do the comms, and obviously thanks for bringing me sort of into oNiD a bit more as well with the admin side of things as well.
So yeah, that's what we're all about, bringing people in. We see people that are keen to race and keen to help us out, and you know, this runs off of you know, mass amounts of effort from everyone involved, and the dedication of people is unreal. And we've got a great team, always looking to add to it as well, and people can help out. And Jimmy and Dan, you were the obvious ones to bring in and help out. You know, Dan does fantastic with all our servers and streaming, and Jimmy, you've done a fantastic job with the rookies so far as well. And you know, it's all about having good racing, and hopefully hopefully that's going to be recognised, and I think it will be.
I think it's that, isn't it? It's that and the fun. It's that it was not to toot my own horn on the article I did, but what I said about oNiD was that they do the serious stuff seriously, and the rest of it is a bit of fun. And if you want to stick around for that, then you're going to have a good time.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and we aim to cover all kinds of racing. It's not just ACC. Some of the guys on stream, obviously, we're new to us. It's not just ACC. We do. We race in AC. We race in AMS2. We race Race Room. Project Cars 2 kind of throwback nights that Willie will set up. You know, we've got for a bit of fun as well, especially the Project Cars 2 night. There's quite a crew here that started on Project Cars 2. So them guys, we always have some fun racing. But, you know, we do have some Sundays are our main league, and that's where, like Jimmy says, serious is serious. You want to put on a good main event and a good league. But no, just thanks to everyone. I can't believe we've got to a year. I can't believe, you know, started off as we thought we'd get 50 people, and look what, we're 30 people off of 1,000. So awesome. It's good to see so many people in chat as well, enjoying, you know, having their first race with us. What a first race to come to. If you think that's fun, you want to get involved in some of the other races we do, because they are really good fun, as these two guys will attest.
We don't need any more quick people in the GT3s. Thanks.
What's that?
We don't need any more quick people in the GT3s. Like silvers, plenty of silvers. Get more silvers in. No, it's
because that pushes me lower down the grid. I'll become an am again.
well, if we based it on warm-up laps, you already would be. But
I might as well stay in the comms box.
No, it is, and I must admit, the GT3 season that we just started, the first round at Kyle Army, was probably one of the best races that I've had, in terms of enjoyment, clean, respectful, brilliant racing. If you are in the chat and listening and you haven't seen it, go watch it. I came third, and it was one of my best ever races. But there was 1.2 seconds between the three of us as we crossed the line. Yeah, it's just that level of racing. But also, the reason that we were able to be that close was because the cars that we lapped in the race had a great understanding of what was going on, and otherwise you end up with one person away with it all and the rest miles behind. But it's a testament to the ability all the way through. It might not be that everyone is as quick as each other, but the knowledge is on a much more level playing field.
Absolutely. One of my favourite races watching you, Jimbo, was it Zolder with you and Dylan Beeson, I want to say? And you pretty much finished the line side by side.
Oh yeah, he was
Was that-
0.6 behind me the entire race,
Yeah, absolutely
and
amazing to watch.
I've never come away so sodden all the way through. Honestly, just that was after the Aston had been nerfed, and I didn't bother looking at any kind of setup changes for 1.8. Whether he did or not, I don't know. But yeah, he was the faster car. Obviously, Zolder favours track position more than anything. But yeah, what a race! I mean, at any time he was so close, he could have hit me off. There could have been a coming together. There was cars that we were lapping during all of that as well. And yeah, again, we managed to finish the line a tenth apart. So no, it's there's definitely been some great races, and to consider that I've only been around for half of one season, and the first two rounds of this, it speaks volumes.
Very much, it's good. And I'm here representing oNiD as one of the the community owner, but there's lots of guys that need a thanks to get it where it's going. Every person in the admin team needs a thank you because it just couldn't run the way it does without these guys, and without the drivers attending as well. Tonight we had 81 sign-ups, 68 turned up, which is better than a lot of other communities do. It was fantastic. What we look to offer something different. We have great sponsors. We've got SimRace 24/7. We've got SimStuff. We've got Canon computers. These guys all really help oNiD. And just a big thank you to everyone. It's flown by this year, and hopefully it will be 2 years before we know it, and we've got a fair few numbers when we're running multiple leagues on multiple nights, and having more than one split for our GT3s will be the next goal really for me. And having a top class rookie league, which I think the rookie league, like you said in your article, Jimbo, it's a different gravy. It's
It's a
something.
masterstroke because there isn't anything like that. Like I said, you can get a lot of amateur drivers who have just started out, go into a community, they'll be placed in the AM of their official GT3 season, and they'll just get lost. It is overwhelming. It is stressful. It's difficult. You feel that pressure that you want to be on par with the fast guys straight away, but you also don't want to, pardon my French, piss anyone off.
Yeah,
You don't want to
absolutely.
get in the way of the fast guys as well. And I can say that with confidence, having raced, in the top split of some other leagues and communities, and yeah, it's a lot of pressure. You feel like you can be placed in the wrong way, whereas what we're doing here with the pro silver and am split in the rookies is just giving everyone an opportunity to have a race where they're new, naturally quick, just in and out for a bit of fun.
And
They want to learn.
yeah, and we get a lot of questions. I get a lot of questions about the classes. And why do you do this class? Why do you split it into 3 classes? And I've always had this thing since I started sim racing, which I've only been sim racing less than 2 years. You always want to feel like you're on track for a reason, for a purpose. I've been in communities where you have 50 drivers on track and you may only have 2 classes, and you're battling for 20th in class, and you're not going to get any points at the end of the day. So you feel like you've wasted that time because you're not getting anything out of it. Whereas with the classes that we put in, and it's the first year we've done 3 classes, we've had enough people to have 3 classes. It's everyone's fighting, everyone's battling for points. There's points wherever you go on that grid. there is a battle going on in a class, 4 points, and everyone's going to gain something at the end of it. And I think that's quite a big draw. I know personally it was a way I wanted to set it up, and so again with the rookies, going back to the rookies, you know, there's some of the guys that come in are completely new to ACC, and being a rookie doesn't mean you're slow. Being a rookie means you might be new to ACC, you might be new to sim racing completely, but you might just generally be quicker than most. But we want the AMs to be able to win some at the end of the day, because they're there to learn. They need to see, you know, the fruits of their labour, so to speak. And it's great that we've got the coaches on board. You know, Jimbo, you're one of them, and we've got 4 others that do a fantastic job. And you know, look at Heike van der Veen. You know, he's racing in everything we do just from a rookie entry. So it's great stuff. But we won't go on too much. We're rabbiting on a bit now. Jimbo,
Yeah, there's 29 people still here listening to us rabbit on. So
I was just thinking that. Really? Get Adam in. We'll do an impromptu oNiD Arms.
yeah, definitely. Well, can you imagine Adam in there now at the moment, off his head on morphine and whatever?
I don't even know what day of the week it is.
Yeah, can't even
Great
remember what
impression
ankle
there.
I broke. Was it my hand? I don't know. What's going on? No, thanks for having me along, and yeah, hopefully not the last. I do enjoy doing a bit of commentary. First time on ACC. I used to do commentary on F1 leagues, and obviously with F1 it's a lot more high paced, quicker races, and I tend to find across most of the F1 leagues the etiquette of racing is not so good.
Amen to that. Been in one.
Yeah, so with this, I mean, obviously there's big things, isn't there? You go with F1, you're in a race where if you get a bit of damage, your race is as good as over. You know, here the cars can have a bit of contact, they can do a bit of door bashing, and they can carry on. So that obviously gives ACC a massive advantage for commentary. But yeah, just it was really, really good. Sort of like first one with 60 odd cars in, yeah. Not knowing anyone really other than the regulars. But no, happily do more if I'm around.
Absolutely, absolutely. Adam, you win comment of the night. Even off my head, I make more sense than Willie.
But that's because Willie's always pissed.
Right, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you very much for tonight. Thanks to everyone that took part. Here's to happy birthday, oNiD, and we'll see you next time. Time to raid our original community members, folks. Please say hi. There we go. Ben's on a raid. So thank you very much. We will see you all Sunday evening for round 3 of the World Series of Suzuka.
Sorry, I'm just reading Willie's.
Oh dear.
Oh, God. He's going to want a fight in a kebab now. Brilliant. Right. See you later, guys. Thanks again.
See you later, guys.
See you
Cheers.
later. Cheers. Bye.